Hey guys, want to make another video. This one in response to Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg is being quoted as schooling Bill Maher on why the Black National Anthem should be played before NFL games. And if you're one who doesn't know, the NFL, in an attempt to be more inclusive, is playing both anthems before their games. So they're playing the American anthem and then they're playing the Black National Anthem. And Bill Maher took objection to this. He said that it was wrong for them to play two different anthems. We don't need two different anthems. And Whoopi Goldberg countered that argument by saying that there was always two different anthems because blacks felt alienated from the other one, and that Bill Maher was speaking about race in ways that were not taking into account what black people think, and that this is a good thing. So if you look online, you'll see a number of articles that say Whoopi Goldberg schooled Bill Maher. And let me just be real blunt, but Whoopi Goldberg can barely school anybody, even a 5-year-old. So let's get that out the way. She's not schooling anybody. She didn't school Bill Maher in this case either. She really didn't make a good argument, because here's what she did. The first thing she did is she conflated the fact that there are two separate anthems to the fact that there are two different national anthems. And I think that's something that needs to be talked about. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a national anthem that the United States has. The fact that we have a black anthem or black national anthem was really a anthem that was born out of the civil rights movement. And when Bill Maher is saying we don't need two anthems, he's not saying that we don't need a black national anthem, which is actually a really good song if you actually look at the lyrics of it, and it's a very Christian song. And I'm surprised so many people on the left support it when you look at the words in it. But when you look at what he was saying, he was simply saying we don't need to play two separate anthems because the nation only needs one anthem. He wasn't saying that we can't have two songs. He wasn't denigrating the origin of that song. And so that's kind of conflating the two arguments. And what's going on and what's wrong with her view is this. We do not need two anthems to be played before a football game because there will be no end. Listen, the goal of inclusivity, how can I even say the word? The goal for to be inclusive and to be totally inclusive is a goal that you'll never reach. Because here's the thing. When is there going to be a gay national anthem? When is there going to be a Asian anthem? When is there going to be a Hispanic anthem? When will there be a specific Islander anthem? Right? There is no end to the amount of things you can do to be inclusive. And that's why you don't do it, right? There is no way to completely be inclusive for everybody. So when you make a black national anthem, what you're really doing is you're dividing the world, right? You're dividing this country and you're saying, hey, there's a black country and there's a white country. And while I understand that in reality, there is a divide between the two different cultures, the truth of the matter is they're both subcultures of the larger American culture. And the goal should be to break down the barriers between them, not create walls that highlight the differences between them and make it so clear that there is a separate America, right? So the goal for people who are leaders should be to make it so there's not multiple Americas, but that there's one America. What people on Whoopi Goldberg's side of the aisle, or what critical race theory attempts to do, is it attempts to weaponize people's feeling of victimization to separate the country. And the reason this works so good is the same reason that YouTube works, the same reason that Facebook works, the same reason that politics have become more extreme in our country. We're no longer pushing to the middle. People don't want to hear the middle, right? So if you want to start a really good YouTube channel and you make one just on building bricks, you don't even talk about nails, you don't even talk about masonry. If you just focus on a specific thing, you can get popular, because here's the thing. You are pointing to a small but committed base. So people know to come to you for bricks, right? That's the same thing that's happening in our political movement, right? So in politics, the right is going to the right, the left is going to the left. And what is happening is, instead of people trying to reach out and be more inclusion, right, to have more inclusion in politics, people are doing exclusionary politics. You don't belong with us. You don't support this X, Y, and Z, so you can't be part of our party. And that's where we're having. And when you have that kind of politics and that kind of perspective, you create a divided country. And a divided country is a weaker country. It just is. There's a real big difference between a healthy debate and a divided country. A healthy debate is one where the two can exchange ideas and the two can exchange arguments. And even if both sides leave thinking the other side is wrong, at least they can exchange those arguments and think that the arguments can be heard. We don't have that now. We have a couple things going on. One is we have people like Whoopi Goldberg quick to label people, right? If you quick to label people, nothing they can say can ever be valid. If you label somebody as racist, nothing they can say can be valid, so nothing they say can be heard because nobody wants to hear from a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, right? So when you're quick to throw those labels out, you have canceled the debate. But the other thing that you've done is that you've also made it so that these voices can't even be heard in there at all, right? So if you go on YouTube and you say something like, hey, man, all men suck, and you start hating on men, YouTube will not flag that. But if you say something similar about women, it will flag that. And what we get is, while both opinions are stupid, one opinion will not be allowed and the other opinion will. When we make it our aim in the sphere of public discourse to exclude certain ideas for the favor of others, instead of letting those arguments be made and letting the winner decide what arguments be heard, we are creating a society that is not based on freedom. And the truth of the matter is that we're also making a weaker society because ideas are stronger when they're tested. And we don't believe that. And I think a lot of people are having a fear-based mindset where they truly believe that the right ideas, when expressed correctly, will not win. And I think if you have that view of your own opinions, you need to change your opinions because they're not going to hold, right? There's somebody out there who disagrees, who has a strong argument. And if you're not willing to hear them, your ideas need to be questioned even further because they're probably not right. So, hey, the reason that Whoopi Goldberg didn't school Bill Maher is because she didn't make an intelligent argument, and her arguments divide the country. They don't unite them, despite her claims. So, hey, check out the video. I'm going to put the link to the video in the description below.